In today's video, we're going to do some deep cleaning and getting our house put back together after a couple of weeks of painting and updating the interior. Come along and let's get some things done together. Hi guys, I just want to take a minute and introduce myself. My name is Tiffany. I am a wife, a mom, and a bonus mom. My husband and I live on the Gulf Coast of Florida. We love doing all the things Florida has to offer: beach, sun, sand. We love being outside and creating memories with our family. Here on my channel, I hope you get some motivation to tackle some of your everyday to-do lists, as well as get some ideas to do some deep cleaning on things that you might need to tackle as well around your home. First off, you will see that I'm starting off in the kitchen. Everything has been kind of put on hold and thrown to the side. We've done a lot of updating and painting in our home. Our home was affected by Hurricane Ian last year, and this was the last of the updates we needed to do. We had a little bit of water damage, not too terrible, but just a little bit, enough that we had to paint the ceilings, the walls, baseboards. It's kind of like that book, If You Give a Mouse a Cookie. Once you start on one project, you have to just kind of keep going until you find the end of the road. But we're almost there. We're almost to the finish line, but everything has kind of been put on hold as we've been tackling this project. Definitely something bigger than, bigger bite than we were able to chew at some times. So it's been a slow process, but we're getting it done. So today we are finally at a point where we can start putting our furniture back into the rooms they belong in, and all of our accessories and decor, which I'm very excited to see how everything looks as a finished product. Sometimes you can kind of lose sight of what everything looks like together while you're tackling something like this, but so far I'm pretty excited about the final product. You'll have to let me know what you guys think as well. so now I've gotten all of the countertops cleared off. I'm going to go ahead and start doing a little bit of deep cleaning while all of the accessories are out of the kitchen. First up was to clean the stovetop. I'm just going to use some of the pink stuff. I love how this works to get any of the like spillage off the glass top or anything that has been like burnt on or what have you. But it works really well, and I just take a sponge, scrub it down, and then try to get some of the excess off with a damp sponge, water, and then a rag, and I use a DIY spray that I've made. It's 1 part isopropyl alcohol, 1 part water, and the tiniest drop of Dawn dish soap. This works really well on countertops, in the bathroom, glass, but I would not use it on wood because the alcohol will definitely eat the finish off. But it definitely leaves a nice streak-free shine on the glass top and even on the stainless steel. Maybe give it a try. So next up here in the kitchen is going to be to wipe down all of the granite countertops really well. There was a few places where there was some paint splattered, so this gave me the opportunity to make sure all of that was cleaned up. But I'm just going to go ahead and use the Jaws kitchen spray to clean all of the countertops and wipe everything down before I start putting our accessories back. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and bring back all of the accessories from the kitchen. We had stuff, most of it was put into the master bedroom, into the corners and on top of dressers, and a few things were stored in the kitchen cabinets also while we were painting. But while everything was not in its place, I decided it was probably a good idea to wipe everything down before putting it back in its home. So I'm going to go ahead and use the Jaws multi-purpose spray and wipe everything down, and then start putting things back where they belong. So this painting project has taken us probably about 3 weeks, starting with the ceiling. And with the ceiling, we learned that two shades of white are the same. So it took a couple coats to do the whole ceiling of the living area. And then we moved on to the walls. And if you were here last week, you saw that part of the main living area was painted, and we decided that the color was just not going to work. We learned that our home kind of morphs color. We've always done the same shade of beige, and in this house, for some reason, it turned orange, like a terracotta pot. It's very strange. So we went through and got a bunch of samples from Lowe's, Home Depot, Sherwin-Williams, every shade of beige that was similar, and got their samples. We went through 12 different shades and put them in random places of the house to come back to, it's called medium buff from Lowe's, and it's the shade that we were looking for. But we noticed that for some reason the texture on our walls brings out greens and yellows and oranges from the paint. It was the strangest thing. But 12 shades of beige later, and we finally decided on one. It makes the home feel much more warm and cozy. We had like a really pale cream yellow color, which was very bright, and it took us a little while to get used to like a warmer tone, but we definitely love the way it has turned out. So as I am putting all of our accessories back where they belong, I'm taking the opportunity to wipe everything down and make sure it is dust free before putting it all back into its home. On most of the items, I just used the Jaws multi-purpose spray, and then on some items like these antique suitcases, I just used a damp rag to wipe them down, just so I didn't mess those up. But this was so nice to finally put the house back together, put things where they belong, get my bedroom back in order, the rest of the house back in order, actually have furniture to sit on. This was a long process, and I am so glad we're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. This weekend we still have the hallway to finish painting, which is not very long, or it's a very small little space, a little nook. And then we are going to be starting on the trim baseboards, doors. So hopefully we can wrap this up just in time for the holidays this year. All right, so the last thing I was going to do is just make sure I wiped down and dusted all of our wood furniture. I was using the Method Wood for Good cleaner here. I love how this smells, as well as leaves a nice clean shine to all of my wood furniture. It was wild to me that, even through this process of painting, and we did some drywall repairs and such too, I was cleaning behind us and wiping things down, but everything still had quite a layer of dust everywhere. I just, I was trying to be as clean as possible and keep up with wiping things down, but it still needed wiped down. But that's okay. It's nice to have it all done and put back in its place. Alright, so if you've made it this far into today's video, I just really want to thank you for watching and being a part of our community. Here's a quick overview of how everything looks now that it's all back in its home. It feels so good to have a clean home and everything put away. I hope today's video gave you some motivation and you tackle some things on your to-do list too. We'll see you next week, guys. Bye.